Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the SCSRA Xfinity Series tonight. These Xfinity cars will be taking on Daytona International Speedway for 65 laps of racing action. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee Atman-Weiss, and I'm excited to call tonight's season opener here once again for the SCSRA Xfinity Series. Last Wednesday, we had our duels, and that determined tonight's starting lineup. So after practice ends, there will be no qualifying. We will jump straight into the racing action. Once again, we want to thank Dev Sports Cards for returning to sponsor the Xfinity Series this season. If you don't know what Dev Sports Cards is, Dev Sports Cards was established in 2013 by SCSRA driver and Neon Racing team owner Devin Bucciano. Dev Sports Cards specializes in all your sports cards and gaming cards needs, from football, baseball, and basketball cards to Pokemon. Dev Sports Cards sells it all. On their eBay store, you can find a wide variety of items, from high-end sports cards to their weekly 99-cent starting bid 7-day auctions. If you don't have time to sell your own cards, reach out to Devin and ask about his consignment services. Simply package up your cards, ship them out, and Devin will get them listed, sold, and then you get paid. Dev Sports Cards can be found on eBay with 4,000 plus positive feedback. You can also find them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Dev Sports Cards is a proud sponsor of the SCSRA Series and Intensity Broadcasting. So, we are also going to be doing something new tonight, where we are going to do the first time ever the Marco's Pizza Driver Spotlights of the Week, where we hopefully can help all our viewers tonight get to know some of the drivers and learn more about them, and maybe it'll help you find a favorite driver in tonight's race. Our first driver spotlight of the week, we are going to be talking about Brian Nudi in the number 28. Brian Nudi is 36 and lives in Santa Rosa, California, and he is the driver of the number 28 Dev Sports Cars Chevrolet. He has two boys, ages 11 and 13 years old, and he is also married. Brian has a Mazda RX-7, which he races in real life, and he works for a mobile bottling company that bottles high-end wines. And he's been on iRacing for 2 years. He is a pandemic racer. Our other driver spotlight of the week is the number 54 of Jeffrey Belk. Jeffrey Belk is 30 years old, and he's been on iRacing since 2011, started as an oval racer before moving over to road racing for a large majority of his iRacing career, and then he came back over to the oval within the past year after creating Equipment Geek Racing with its co-founder Wes Gallo. And he currently drives in the SCSRA for Intensity DBC Racing and the number 54 Toyota Supra. And the reason how he got into this league was he had raced with Stephen Black in another league. So there you go. These are the two driver spotlights of the week. Hopefully everybody enjoyed learning about some of our drivers in tonight's event. We will do this every week of the season and learn more about some more of our drivers. And we are getting to start the feature event. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Starting on the pole is the 55 of Kyle Mays, and then starting second is the 2 of Cody Moore. These two qualified first and second in qualifying before the duels. Then we have duel number 1 winner Brett Merle in the number 11, and then duel number 2 winner Devin Bucciano in the 68. Then rounding out your top 5, it's Wasted Wages Racing's Logan Hagerman in the 36. He's going to be definitely one to watch out for. Then in 6th place, we have Intensity DBC's Jeffrey Belk in the 54. 7th is Wasted Wages Racing's Colin Willems in the 17. Then in 8th, it is Sylvan Seguin in the 66. 9th, YXU Racing's Brian Nudie. And then running out your top 10, we have Craig Schroeder. 11th is the 95 two pedals, one clutch machine of Michael Provolt. 12th is Josh Hall in Tennessee Broadcasting Zone. 13th is Nexus Esports Clint Stone in the 99. 14th, Neon Racing's Brian Merle Jr. And then running out your top 15, it is Wasted Wages Racing's Will Witt the 5th in the 35. 16th is Derek Chapu in the 37 Wasted Wages machine. 17th, Mark Shavers. 18th is CCM's Eddie Morrison. The 8. 19th is Dave Wright in the 84. And then running out your top 20, we have in Tennessee Broadcasting Zone Joe Wright in 21st. It is Blake Hensley. 22nd, it is Bobby Mays. 23rd, Brandon White. 24th, we have Intensity DBC's David Hartney in the 43. And 25th, Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence in the 47. 26th is Michael White in the 09. 27th, we have CCM's Stephen Black in the 18 in that Premier Racing Setups machine. 28th is Todd Mays in the Mays Mafia number 9. 29th is two pedals, one clutches, Zachary Cox. And last but not least, in the number 30 machine, it is Jake McCarty. What a field of Xfinity cars here tonight. That's incredible. 30 drivers will be starting tonight's event. This is going to be incredible. The Daytona 160, the season opener. Every single driver in the field has a clean slate starting tonight. Let's see what is going to get written on it. Pace car getting ready to pull in, make that hard left turn onto pit road. The biggest race of the season, the one that everyone wants to win. And green flag is out. The Daytona 160 underway here at Daytona International Speedway. There we see Kyle Mays, your leader, taking off on the bottom. But here comes Cody Moore, Devin Buchno on the high side. Both of them have a great run as we head into 1 and 2 side by side. Cody Moore with the nose. We see the third car up there on that high side is Jeffrey Belk. But once again, here comes on the bottom Kyle Mays and Brett Merle, both down there getting a great one. Back and forth between these two. A bit of a stalemate. Cody Moore, Devin Buchno coming on this high side. And looks like Cody Moore, Devin Buchno able to get down to the bottom. Buchno swings back to the outside, catching that run that Jeffrey Belk has. Great decision for Buchno, getting a fantastic run on that outside. And he should be almost clear. If Cody Moore just needs to get a little bit more of a run, he'll probably get this run on the backstretch. Belk just needs to continue to give him a good push. Side by side here on the backstretch. Buchno still with the nose. Cody Moore has made some ground on the bottom, though, him and Kyle Mays. And Cody Moore has the nose as we head into 3 and 4. We continue to run side by side. The bottom with a ton of momentum. We are 3 laps through this thing here at Daytona International Speedway. Last time by, pretty much everybody ran their fastest lap time of the race so far. Fastest was Dave Wright. He ran a 47.84. Dave currently runs in the 17th place. About mid-pack, definitely not the spot that you want to be in right now. Mid-pack is the worst place to be at a super speedway. In the back, you have enough time to avoid the wreck, and up front, then if it happens, there's really a huge chance it'll happen behind you. So the middle is the absolute worst place to be. Dave Wright definitely needs to be careful and just be alert. Cody Moore right now, that bottom is absolutely rolling. Cody Moore, Kyle Mays getting some great runs on that bottom. These two working together very, very well. Although they are not teammates, Tonight's Daytona 160 is going to be a learning experience for all drivers, especially the two drivers that will be the biggest learning experience for is Jake McCarty and Clint Stone. This is both drivers' first race ever in the SCSRA Xfinity Series, and there's a lot to be learning everyone's driving styles, who can get a bigger push than others. There's a lot to be learned for these two drivers, and so this is what they are doing. They're just experimenting, learning, trying to just figure out everybody's super speedway tendencies right now. Another thing, we have a bunch of new teams this season, so all the new teammates are trying to work with each other and figure things out and just see, who can take what kind of push and, what each driver can do at a super speedway and what each driver can contribute. That's another thing that these drivers are figuring out. We do want to look at the chat. Tammy Butchino on Facebook says, "Go Neon Racing. Get it done, guys." This is Devin's mom, Tammy, and I just want to send out all our love, hugs, prayers, and thanks to all of you for lifting myself, Devin. God bless you all, or God is bigger than any cancer. Thank you all so much. Well, Tammy, I am very sorry. I was very sorry to hear that you're going through cancer, and I pray and hope that, you can heal and continue to heal and get it out of your body. And I've had family go through cancer. It's a very, very terrible thing, but as you said, God is bigger than any cancer for sure. So Tammy, I hope you're getting better and the cancer is going away. You're definitely in my thoughts and prayers. Devin's having a great race so far tonight. He is on the outside lane, the leader of the outside lane, looking to try to take the lead from Cody Moore. What a great race so far for that 68 machine. Brett Merle, third car on the bottom. He's having a great race as well, running up front, trying to make a move and work his way up there to the front. See where all the other... And then Brian Merle Jr. in the 74 machine. He is currently running in the 17th position, about mid-pack. Definitely one of the most dangerous places to be. Gotta be on his toes with the wrecks that may happen. And then also Jake McCarty in the 10 machine, the newest member of Neon Racing. He currently sits in the 25th position, trying to work his way up to the field. He's starting in the back portion of the pack, so just trying to work his way up. He gets a big run there. You see Sheldon Gurin. He says, "If you're not first, you're last. Go Colin Willems." We see Colin Willems currently running in the 5th place spot. He's the third car on the outside, running up front, giving Devin and Belka push on that outside lane. Colin, definitely one of the favorites to win tonight's event. Fantastic super speedway racer. He is going to be there in the end. I will guarantee it. Bruce M. Dot says, "Go Quinn Houff." Quinn Houff is not in this race. This is not a NASCAR race. So if you're looking for Quinn Houff, he is not in this race. And look at this. Jeffrey Belk goes below Devin Butchino, making it 3 wide. And looks like he has the nose over Devin. Almost able to get clear of him running in that middle line. He's got help from Logan Hagerman, who is coming up behind him. Risky move. We see Colin Willems goes behind Hagerman, going behind his Wasted Wages teammate. And here we go. Devin Butchino just gets absolutely left out to dry. He's able to fall in line behind Colin Willems. I know Devin definitely not happy about that. Michael Provolt just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 47.25. He is currently in second to last place. So here comes the outside. Jeffrey Belk leads. Pushing him is Logan Hagerman. Mick Olofsson says, "Let's go Wasted Wages." Let's see where all the Wasted Wages drivers are right now. Logan Hagerman, second car on the outside, and he has pushed Jeffrey Belk to the lead. Belk will drop down to the bottom ahead of Cody Moore. Oh, got a little bit of a bump, got the car squirrely, but he is able to save it. So now Jeffrey Belk is in the lead. So Logan Hagerman and Kyle Williams, two of the Wasted Wages drivers, they are first and second on the outside. Cody Moore Lee is second car on the bottom behind Jeffrey Belk. Let's see, Derek Chappie, who currently runs in the 12th place spot, he is on the bottom lane running behind Will Witt. Speaking of Will Witt, he is right in front of him, another one of the Wasted Wages drivers. So there you go, that is where all of Wasted Wages is at. Right now, all of them pretty much up front. Wasted Wages doing fantastic here tonight. We see Matt Bassetti says, let's go Merle boys. We see right now Brett Merle having a great race, good top 10 run. He is the fifth car on the outside, running right behind his Neon Racing teammate Devin Butchino, trying to work his way up through the field. And then Brian, he is currently running in the 20th position, kind of holding back. And I will say where Brian's at is definitely not a bad place to be, considering if there's a wreck up front, he will have plenty of time to avoid it and get through it. Looks like Michael White, who ended up missing the start and had to start from the pits, he has gone a lap down now, holding that outside and letting the leaders by. That is the respectful thing to do. Gruesome Dot says scammers in the chat. Not that I know of. I'm not sure. So right now, looking at the racing action, Jeffrey Belk leads the bottom lane. Behind him, it is Kyle Mays. Looks like Cody Moore hopped up to the outside. Great decision, gets a great run. Good push from Logan Hagerman, and he is now back down to the bottom, back down to lead for that number 52 machine. Wasted Wages, fantastic so far. They have 3 of the top 5 is Wasted Wages drivers. So they're Wasted Wages, in my opinion, is my favorite to win the team championship, no doubt. Based on from what I've seen at Daytona. Because Daytona is all about working together with your teammates, and so far they've done a great job with that. So now Logan Hagerman leads the outside. He has teammate Colin Willems behind him. And these two should work together really, really well, considering they are teammates. However, this is their first season as teammates together. So this is kind of a learning experience for both of them, learning what kind of push each other can take and that kind of thing. Just learning everybody's tendencies. Just figuring out everybody who's teammates, just figuring out everything. We are 15 laps through this thing, and I do want to take the time to quickly talk about the track that we are racing at tonight, and that is Daytona International Speedway. It is definitely one of the most famous tracks in the world. If you ask somebody internationally, they will most likely know about the Daytona 500, whether it is for the Rolex or the Daytona 500 or anything like that. But let's go ahead and talk a little about it. No one could have known it then, but when Daytona International Speedway opened in 1959, it marked the beginning of a new era in American motorsport. As a replacement for the old beach road course a few miles east, the high-bank 2.5-mile Florida Tri-Oval represented the leading edge of a wave of construction of big paved palaces. For Daytona, Indianapolis was the only American oval track longer than 1.25 miles. And most racing took place on dirt ovals a mile or less in length. When the very first Daytona 500 was won by Lee Petty in a 3-way photo finish, those high banks so steep that it is hard to walk up them provide a favorable venue for wide open stock car racing, and Daytona kicked off the growth of NASCAR as we know it today. Daytona was also the first multi-use facility with a 3.56-mile road circuit incorporating the Daytona. Daytona not only hosts the Daytona 500, but the Rolex 24 sports car endurance race, Bike Weeks, Daytona 200, Daytona Kart Week between Christmas and New Year's, and a host of driving schools and club events. Daytona's busy and diverse schedule confirms the track's motto, the world center of racing. Daytona International Speedway's infrastructure has grown out and changed. They're almost recognizable today to someone who hasn't seen it since the track opened. But one thing hasn't changed over the past 6 years. No driver can consider his or her car complete without notching a win at Daytona. We are at the World Center of Racing tonight. We've had a great race so far. Good side-by-side super speedway racing, but a lot of drivers are conserving a little bit because they wanna make it to the end of the race. There's only one faster pair, so you really don't want to have to use it too early. One thing you do want to keep in mind, there will be a stage break at lap number 20. Give an opportunity for drivers to come in, get tires, get fuel, and just to allow the field to get restacked. So right now, pit road is closed. I was wondering if any drivers were gonna come in, right before the stage break. But nope, looks like everybody's gonna wait until the actual caution comes out. They would have had to come in by now because pit road closes 2 laps before the stage break. The stage break will be at lap number 20. Uh-oh, look at this. A third lane is coming. Drivers desperate for some stage points. We see David Hartney getting loose on the outside. We really see only one driver up there. It is Dave Wright, but this just shows just how fast that side drafted. He's getting a great run, even though he has no help. He gets in. Oh, no! Wrecking! Big wreck! Cars going around right before the stage break. And the caution flag will come out. I think a lot of drivers got involved in that one. We're going to take a look here at the Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind. Once again, we want to thank Marco's Pizza for coming back as the lead sponsor for the Wreckage Rewind. If you're ever considering grabbing some pizza for movie night or just having a party, Marco's is the way to go. Just go to their website, see if you have a location near you. They have phenomenal pizza. I always like to get it when I travel. There's always one right there. Fantastic, fantastic pizza. Breadsticks are really good. Their desserts are really good. Everything at Marco's is good, and they always have fantastic deals on anything there is. So here's a look at what happened. We'll rewind it a little bit. So we saw Brett Merle was making it 3 wide between Brian Newty and Dave Wright. He comes up the track, bounces off of Dave Wright, then comes down the track into Brian Newty, and this turns Brian Newty up the track, creating this whole domino effect. We see Clint Stone ends up getting involved. So does Mark Shavers. Mark Shavers actually getting a little bit airborne. Will Witt with some damage. Joe Wright able to squeak through. Same thing with Chapue, Craig Schroeder, Bobby Mays. It's like Zachary Cox able to get through. But the whole field coming into the pits. Whoever is the first driver off of pit road will have the lead. So this is very, very important. I apologize. Looks like the ticker is messed up. Jeffrey Belt, first driver off the pits. He will inherit the lead, I believe. No. Looks like Brett Merle. So let's take a look here. Brett Merle, he ended up staying out. Interesting move. He has a ton of damage. You'd think that would affect him aerodynamically. We see Craig Schroeder and Zachary Cox. Looks like they never went to their stall. They did not pit. It was gas and go for Jeffrey Belk. He is in fourth. We see Willems, Hagerman, Moore, Kyle Mays, Clint Stone all took tires. So interesting. We see 3 drivers stay out, 1 driver just a gas and go, and a few drivers taking tires. So a lot of different strategies going on now. Tire wear does not mean too much. There we go. We finally see Brett Merle, Craig Schroeder, Zachary Cox. They are all coming in, which will mean that Jeffrey Belk will now inherit the lead. Definitely a good decision for the gas and go, considering tires really don't mean that much. We are getting ready to go back green here. Jeffrey Belk restarting on the bottom. On the top, it is Colin Willems. Maybe they got to get the lineup figured out. Yep, on the top it'll be Colin Willems and then Logan Hagerman and Cody Moore. Nick Olafson on YouTube asked, do they have a fast repair? Yes, they do. They have 1 fast repair. But you got to use it wisely, especially at a super speedway. Here we go. We are getting ready to go back green here. That is the one and only stage break that we will have. There, of course, will be cautions for wrecks, but this will be the only stage break caution. So here we go. Jeffrey Belk getting ready to restart. Now, we will be using the new restart zone. So you will see that there is a Geico logo on the apron of the track. Jeffrey Belk can choose to go at the beginning of the painted area or at the end of the painting area. He can't go before the painting area, and if he does not go before the end of the painted area, then the start will be on the flagman. So there you go. There we see the Geico area. Green flag back out here at Daytona International Speedway. And there we see Jeffrey Belk taking off. Big run on the bottom. He's got Logan Hagerman right behind him. I think the Wasted Wages drivers on the outside were trying to make some room for Logan Hagerman to get up there. He does, so now 1, 2, 3 on the outside is Wasted Wages drivers. And here comes Kyle Mays on the bottom looking to give Jeffrey Belk a push, but it is too late. We see Logan Hagerman, great run on the outside. He is able to get clear. Colin Willems is able to get clear, and looks like Cody Moore is able to get clear. All 3 Wasted Wages drivers are able to get down to the bottom. Fantastic move, fantastic coordination. But we see Cody Moore hops to the outside, taking advantage of a run that Clint Stone has. So now Cody Moore leads the outside. Behind him, it is Clint Stone. And then the third car in that line is Steven Black. Right now, bottom with a fantastic run. Those Wasted Wages drivers are absolutely hooked up right now. They're doing very, very well. So can Cody Moore get a good enough run? Now, Cody Moore, he is not working with his teammate, Clint Stone. He is one of the drivers for the Maze Mafia, while Cody Moore is with Wasted Wages. I'm surprised that Cody Moore ended up going there to the outside and did not just stay on the bottom with his Wasted Wages teammates. Gotta remember, though, at the end of the day, your teammates are just another driver that you need to beat to win. I mean, Cody Moore making the moves that he needs to make, just try to get out into the lead. We are 25 laps through this thing here at Daytona International Speedway, almost to the halfway point. We are pretty much seeing the culprits that we've seen up front all race long. your top 5 all just ran their personal best lap times of the race. All of them 47.3, which means that these Xfinity cars are absolutely digging right now, or at least the top 5 in it. Seeing a lot of fast lap times. Casimir keeping control of both lanes. Great job, guys. Absolutely. Wasted Wages has been the team to beat all race long. It's been pretty much Cody Moore on leading one lane and Logan Hagerman leading the other lane, and then Colin Williams is right there behind Logan on the bottom. The other Wasted Wages drivers, we see Will Witt. He is currently running in the 11th place spot. He is up on that outside behind Sylvan Seguin. And then Garrett Chappie, he is currently in the 8th place spot. He is on the top as well. And again, normally at these super speedways, whichever team runs up front, it kind of gives me a good sense of who is going to be the team to beat this season. I'm pretty sure that if I had to predict, if I had to be a betting man, I would have to say that Wasted Wages is going to be the team to beat in the team championship. Absolutely. They've got a bunch of fantastic drivers. Now, I know it is very, very confusing at the beginning of a new NASCAR season. We have to figure out, who has a different number, who's on a different team, who has a different sponsor. So I do want to go over it with everybody, what's new this season. I will say, you might be looking for Logan Hagerman. Where's the 7 car? Logan Hagerman is not the 7 car this season. He is the 36 machine. The other number change that we had, it was Brian Nudie. Brian Nudie is now in the number 28 machine instead of the number 40. So if you're looking for Brian Nudie, he's the 28, not the 40. For the new teams this season, the Mays Mafia. The Mays Mafia is Todd Mays, Bobby Mays, Kyle Mays, Mark Shavers, and Clint Stone. Intensity DBC, which is Intensity Broadcasting, Intensity Racing Team, and DBC Sim Racing merging. That's Josh Hall, David Hartney, Jeffrey Belk, Dave Wright, and me. I'll run part-time in the truck series. We have CCM Racing. That's Brian Nudie, Eddie Morris, Joe Wright, Blake Hensley, and Stephen Black. Wasted Wages Racing, which I was just talking about. We have Will Witt, Colin Williams, Logan Hagerman, and Garrett Chappie. Neon Racing is Devin Butchino, Brian Merle Jr., Brett Merle, Gannon Cyphers, and Jake McCarty. And then 2 pedals, 1 clutch, Brandon White, Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence, Craig Schroeder, Michael Provolt, Michael White, Sylvan Seguin, Zachary Cox. So there you go. That's all the new teams, all the new numbers that you are going to have to keep track of this season. Trust me, it has been very, very difficult for me to keep track of. Lots of new teams, lots of confusion with the new season. But next time by, we will be coming to the halfway point of tonight's event. I do believe that these drivers will have to make one more pit stop. Unless, actually, I believe at the stage break, they might be able to make it the rest of the way. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out as it goes. If we see some drivers drop in, then we will see if there will be some green flag pit stops needed. I know everybody at lap 20, everybody pretty much took fuel. Here we go. We have reached the halfway point, and now is the perfect time. We're going to turn up the volume, pump up the intensity. Here you'll get to see the sights and hear the sounds of the racetrack. Here we go. there you have it. That is Pump Up the Intensity. Hopefully you enjoyed us turning the volume and getting to see some of the sounds or hear the sounds and see the sights of the racetrack. But we take a look back now to the racing action. Nothing really has changed. Logan Hagerman leads the volume, getting a push from Colin Willems. Cody Moore leads the top with a push from Stone. Now, for those of you who do not know, Intensity Broadcasting does have a merchandise store where you can purchase in all of our Intensity Broadcasting merch. We've got Intensity Broadcasting t-shirts, Intensity Broadcasting hats, mugs, stickers, and mouse pads. Also, for those of you who don't know, I race in real life. I drive a Bandolero all across Virginia and North Carolina, so if you want to help support me in my racing, you can get some of my merchandise on IntensityBroadcasting.com. We also have auto racing novelty t-shirts that you can wear around the racetrack. We have Kick the Tires and Light the Fire shirt, Cautions Breed Cautions, Pucker Moment, and you know, if you have somebody at the racetrack asking you, whoa, where'd you get that shirt from? IntensityBroadcasting.com. Also, we have our league collections where you can buy merchandise from the original Rebels Racing League, the SCSRA, Thunderstruck, Mayhem, and Extreme Forces. Especially make sure to check out the SCSRA collection. There we have SCSRA bubble-free stickers that come in 3 sizes. We've got SCSRA photo paper posters you can hang up in your sim room or your man cave. Then it comes in 9 different sizes. And then we have SCSRA t-shirts that come in 5 different colors and sizes, small to 5XL. So we got everything for the SCSRA fan. We also have an amazing opportunity for some of our real-life racers that are broadcasting. If you would like to get some merchandise made for your race team, or merchandise to give out to your fans, your sponsors, family members, then hit us up on Facebook. Just give us what you want for a design, and we will create everything up for you, and we will put it on our IntensityBroadcasting.com store. So all you will have to do is just give your family members, your sponsors, the link, and they will be able to go right to the store and get it shipped right to their doors. So again, if you're looking for some fantastic merchandise, IntensityBroadcasting.com is the way to go. All right, looks like we have green flag pit stops underway. All of Intensity DBC is in. Jeffrey Belk, Josh Hall, Dave Wright, and David Hartney all are into the pits. Looks like it is a gas and go for Josh and Dave. It is taking Jeffrey Belk, David Hartney an extremely long time on pit road. I am not sure what they're doing. And they both just went a lap down. Not good at all for Jeffrey Belk and David Hartney. We look, the battle for the lead continues between Logan Hagerman and Cody Moore. The question is, when will we see all of our leaders start to come in? That is the question. Looks like David Hartney finally off of pit road. He only went down one lap. Jeffrey Belk still on the pits. I'm not sure what happened to both of them. Any takers this time by? And what we're going to notice here is we're going to see all of the teammates come in. All teammates are going to be coming at the same time. So I think we'll see all of Wasted Wages coming at the same time. All of Maze Mafia. All of CCM. All of Two Pedals One Clutch. I think we're going to see all of those teams come in at the same time. All of Neon Racing. So let's see what happens here, when everybody's going to come in. Still got a lot of race left. Anything can happen. We've only had one caution so far, and that was a wreck that happened right before there was going to be a caution anyway with the stage break. Uh-oh, Cody Moore, Clint Stone, great run on the outside. Cody Moore is pretty much clear of Logan Hagerman. Can he get down? Looks like he's trying to bring Clint down with him. He will not be able to. And will Cody Moore drop down? He does not. Cody Moore ended up missing the opportunity to get down to the bottom, and he stays up there on the high side. .25 laps to go here at the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway. This has been a fantastic race so far. But at this point, let's take a look at who are my favorites to win tonight's event. Starting off, definitely got to watch out for Colin Willems. He is the third car, or he's the second car on the bottom, and what Colin Willems could do at any point is, if he can get ahead of Cody Moore on the outside, he can hop up to the outside, get a great run, and get to the lead. So definitely watch out for Colin Willems. Fantastic super speedway racer. He won the season opener last season for the SCSRA Xfinity Series. Keep an eye out for 10th place driver Todd Mays in the 9 machine. He's currently working together with his Mays Mafia teammates. Todd Mays, another great mind with super speedway racing, always in the mix. I think he is going to be there at the end for sure. Logan Hagerman, first driver on the bottom. Hagerman, definitely one of the most aggressive super speedway racers I've ever seen. His aggressiveness and big moves always seems to get him up front, which we are seeing right now as he leads the field. So Logan Hagerman, he's looking to try to stay up front for the rest of the race. He's going to be one to watch out for. He won the season opener in Season 1. And lastly, Joe Wright in the number 82 machine. He is the last car in this first packet, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. If something happens, Joe Wright is in perfect position to work his way up to the front. And Joe Wright, he can drive Daytona and Talladega with his eyes closed pretty much. So definitely, last but not least, watch out for Joe Wright. So those are my 4 drivers to mainly keep your eye out on. Those are the usual super speedway culprits. But to be honest with you, I believe that the winner, unless something crazy happens, is going to be a driver from Wasted Wages. They are just absolutely unstoppable. I mean, all of their drivers are in the top 10. Hagerman in first, Cody Moore second, Colin Willems third, Will Witt is in 8th, and Derek Chaput is in 9th. We have a bunch of takers on pit road. Oh, looks like there was some incidents. All of 2 pedals, 1 clutch is into the pit. Sylvain Seguin, Craig Schroeder, Michael Provolt, Brandon White, Cheeseburger, Zachary Cox. All of them are going to want to do a gas and go. Uh-oh, Sylvain Seguin ended up missing his pit stall. Oof. Not ideal for Sylvain. Zachary Cox able to get out. Michael Provolt able to get out. Cheeseburger able to get out. Craig Schroeder, Brandon White taking a very, very long time. Sylvain Seguin able to get off. But Craig Schroeder and Brandon White, they're in trouble to drop down a lap. I don't know what's taking them so long. Guess they're getting damage fixed. The same thing that's happened to them is what happened to Belk and Hartney on pit road. So now all of 2 pedals, 1 clutch is in. We still got to see Wasted Wages, Maze Mafia, and CCM. All of them still have to make their way to pit road. Any takers this time by here with 20 laps to go. Nope. By the way, while we were looking at all the green flag pit stops, Cody Moore has taken the lead. Ended up getting ahead of Logan Hagerman on the bottom. So now Clint Stone leads the outside. He's got Stephen Black behind him. But as I say that, Clint Stone makes his way down to the bottom. I believe Stephen Black is probably going to follow behind him. And it's going to be pretty much single file right now as drivers want the easiest possible route to pit road. I don't think we're going to see a lot of hard racing until later on. This is probably going to be the most boring portion of the race as green flag pit stops are happening. Races are won and lost during green flag pit stops. For example, I mean, if you mess up, if you miss your stall, if you accidentally take tires, if you accidentally sit there and take damage, it can cost you a position in your race. So green flag pit stops are certainly important, and it may make or break some of our drivers' races. Looks like our leaders are coming up on a pack of cars. Looks like it's Dave Wright, Josh Hall, and David Hartney that they're coming up on. And there we go. We see lots and lots of drivers coming into the pits. We see Cody Moore, Logan Hagerman, Colin Williams, Will Witt, and Derek Chappie. All of Wasted Wages are in. And then we see Devin Bucciano is into the pits. Looks like none of his Neon Racing teammates came with him. Brian Nudie, Jake McCarty, and Brett Merle continue to stay out. So now Clint Stone leads the field. Got Stephen Black behind him. Clint Stone, he is with Maze Mafia, so I believe when all of the Maze Mafia comes in, he will come in with them. And that's the Maze Mafia's Clint Stone, Kyle Mays, Todd Mays, Bobby Mays, and Mark Shavers. Look at this. Stephen Black, Brian Nudie going to the outside, and there we go. Like I said, the Maze Mafia is in, and oh no! Spinning drivers getting loose. I don't know. Was anybody speeding there? We see Bobby Mays is in. Looks like Mark Shavers did not come in. One thing that I do think might have happened to a few drivers that stayed on pit road longer is penalties, speeding penalties. Looks like Todd Mays ended up getting a speeding penalty. So did Kyle Mays, and so did Bobby Mays. That is definitely unfortunate there. Now Brian Nudie leads the pack, and it's really just CCM that needs to come in, and then the whole field will cycle through. There we see Brian Nudie going to the outside. Here comes Eddie Morris on the bottom, getting a good push from Blake Kinsley. I guess Brian Nudie will choose to just be in the back of this pack. Trying to get in behind Stephen Black. There we go. So will CCM come in this time by? That is the question. Now, we see CCM continues to stay out here at Daytona International Speedway. Eddie Morris dropping to the outside now, and that'll let Blake Kinsley and Joe Wright by. Looks like Eddie Morris also opting to drop to the back now. Blake Kinsley, looks like he is on the lead lap now. He's the last driver on the lead lap, so I believe that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to get Blake Kinsley out front so he could be on the lead lap. Joe Wright technically the leader since he's behind Blake Kinsley. And there we go, CCM coming in this time by. Got to be careful for speeding penalties that has plagued a lot of the field. All of them seem to be good for the most part. Let's see here if everybody can get in and out successfully. Absolutely perfect for CCM. No penalties whatsoever. They're able to get in and out in perfect time. But here comes the leaders. Are they going to be able to exit pit road and still stay in the lead? That is the question. Brian Nudie, he leads the pack. No, looks like Wasted Wages is going to inherit the lead. Cody Moore is currently the leader on the bottom. Logan Hagerman leads the outside. Hagerman getting a push from Jeffrey Belk. Now, Jeffrey Belk, he will not play a factor. He is down 2 laps after getting a speeding penalty. We see now Logan Hagerman dropping to the bottom, getting behind his 2 Wasted Wages teammates, Colin Williams and Cody Moore. So now Jeffrey Belk leads the outside. He is and it's him and Kyle Mays. Both of them are down a lap, or down multiple laps. Kyle Mays down 1 lap. Jeffrey Belk down 2, so they're really not really fighting for anything on that outside. All they're really doing is just helping different drivers. I know Belk might try to help some of his teammates, Dave Wright, David Hartney, Josh Hall, and then Kyle Mays will be helping his teammates. Definitely unfortunate. We saw lots of speeding penalties plague the field during those green flag pit stops. But hey, it is very, very easy to happen, because you got to remember, these drivers are having to go from 195 miles per hour all the way down to 60 miles per hour in a very, very short period of time. And a lot of times they're coming in with a bunch of other drivers all around them as well. So green flag pit stops, very, very difficult. And I'm surprised not more people didn't get speeding penalties. Outside really doesn't mean much once again. Kyle Mays down a lap, Jeffrey Belk down 2 laps. They are the leaders on the outside. Right behind Kyle Mays is Todd Mays in the 9 machine. Todd Mays is also down a lap. And then the next car is Devin Butchno. Now, Devin Butchno is the first driver on the outside lane that is not down a lap. And look at this. Colin Williams taking advantage of the momentum coming on the outside. He jumps to the outside and gets ahead of Jeffrey Belk, getting a good push from that 54 machine, trying to get ahead of his teammate Cody Morris. We've got 10 laps to go here. This is the nitty-gritty of this race. We're going to see a lot more take than give. And let's see if we have a late race caution. That is the question. I think we're going to see some really, really hard racing here. Can Colin Williams get a good enough push from the outside from Jeffrey Belk? That is the question. These two trying to work together. I know both of them are not teammates. Both of them on one separate teams. Williams on Wasted Wages and Jeffrey Belk on BBC. I believe Jeffrey's goal is to try to get out front, because if so, he will get one of his laps back, and then if a caution comes out and he is the farthest driver in the field that's down a lap, then he will get the lucky dog. So I think that's kind of what Jeffrey's goal right now is. Which it's definitely not out of the question that we're going to have a late race caution. Eight laps to go now, and Colin Williams, great run on the outside. He now has the nose over Cody Moore as we head through turns 1 and 2, but Cody Moore and Logan Hagerman, they come back on the bottom, racing against their teammate right now for the win. This is going to get interesting. Wasted Wages currently controls both lanes. Said it earlier in the broadcast, I believe that whoever wins tonight's event will be a Wasted Wages driver. We saw the same sort of thing last season opener where YXU absolutely dominated. They controlled both lanes for most of the race, and we saw Colin Williams end up winning the race. And same thing might happen tonight. Colin Williams in a great position, is getting a great run on the outside. Once again, great push from Jeffrey Belk. Seven laps to go. The Daytona 160, the race that you want to win, that every driver brags about winning. Definitely will put it on your resume if you win tonight's event. Here's Colin Williams once again trying to get a good run on that outside. Belk just needs to continue to give him a good push, a good push, a good push. Because the thing is, if you're side by side coming down to the line, you don't need to be ahead of the bottom lane. You just need to be, or you do need to be ahead of the bottom lane, but you can be side by side with the bottom lane and still win the race. And all Colin Williams needs to do is just have a nose over Cody Moore to get the victory. But I think there's going to be a lot more to it coming to 5 laps to go. Once we get 5 laps to go, it is going to get crazy. Great run off of 4 for Colin Williams. Here he comes on the front stretch. Williams. Belk on the outside. Now, once again, Belk, he really is not fighting for anything. Jeffrey Belk is down 2 laps, so all he really is doing is just helping anyone on that outside lane. Williams with the nose on the backstretch, continuing to try to get a good run. It's not quite enough. Once again, Moore, Hagerman get ahead on the bottom. Coming to 4 laps to go now. Great run off of 4. Colin Williams almost clear of Cody Moore. Loses a little bit of ground on the front stretch. Almost clear for Colin Williams. Can't quite get ahead of Cody Moore. Colin Williams almost there. 4 laps to go now. Great run on the backstretch for Colin Williams on the outside. Not quite enough. We see Cody Moore still there. Three laps to go now. Williams, another great run on the outside. Almost clear of Cody Moore once again. Can't quite get there. Colin Williams continues to just try to work a good run up there. Belk giving it all he's got, pushing Colin Williams. Moore with the nose on the bottom. Him and Logan Hagerman giving it all they've got on the bottom lane. Two laps to go this time by. Now if a wreck does happen, we will have an attempt at a green-white checkered. We'll have 3 attempts. Next time by, though, once we take the white flag, the next flag will end the race. So even if there is wrecks, cars wrecking, cars spinning on the backstretch, the race will continue until we reach the start-finish line. No caution will come out once we hit the final lap. Williams, nose on the outside. Once again, another great run. Good push from Jeffrey Belk. Almost clear once again. Can't quite get it. Colin Williams, one more lap to try to get to win his second season opener in a row. White flag is in the air here at the World Center of Racing. Colin Willems, the nose on the outside, getting a good push from Jeffrey Belkin. Look at this. Clint Stone making it 3 wide, getting a push from his Neon Racing teammate, Devin Bucciano. Cody Moore on the bottom still has the nose. Good push from his teammate, Logan Hagerman. Colin Willems, Jeffrey Belk trying their best in the middle. Willems trying to get that side draft from Logan Hagerman. Coming off of turn number 4, Cody Moore. Big run, Jeffrey Belk, Colin Willems. Here they come on the outside. Can they squeak ahead? Colin Willems will get the win here at Daytona International Speedway. He is your Daytona 160 winner. Wow. In a photo finish, 100th of a second, separated Colin Willems and Cody Moore. You gotta go ahead and watch a replay of that. That was everything I'd hoped to see for the finish. So here we see, coming off of turn number 4, Cody Moore has a huge gap, and then we see Belk, Willems give it their absolute all on the outside. Here comes Willems, here comes Belk on this little short. There we go, we see Willems got just good enough of a run that he was able to squeak ahead of Cody Moore. So look at this. Absolute photo finish right there. What a great race. We see Sheldon Guerin on Facebook. He says, Colin Willems, that was too easy. And look at this. Wasted Wages 1, 2, 3. Could Wasted Wages be the new YXU? That is the question. So we'll start off by pulling in your third place finisher, the man from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. He won the season opener in Season 1. That is Logan Hagerman. Logan, this is Atlee in the broadcast room. You got a copy?
I got you, Atlee.
Awesome. Well, fantastic race for you. I know you were up front absolutely all race long, whether you were on the bottom or on the top or helping push Cody there at the end. You just had an absolutely fast hot rod, and we saw there at the end you were really just trying to help push Cody to the win and just trying to keep Wasted Wages all up front, and in the end it just wasn't quite enough. We saw Willems was able to sneak by on the outside, but still, I mean, that was your teammate that won, and that was Cody who you were pushing. So, I mean, fantastic performance for Wasted Wages tonight, but I mean, what was your take on your top 3 performance?
Yeah, what an excellent race for Wasted Wages Racing. We finished 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. So that is absolutely a dominating performance from us. And we expect to perform like this every week.
Now, what was the pit strategy for y'all?
We just ran it out till we had about 5 laps left on fuel, and then we just pitted, got fuel only, and we just executed it perfectly. We all came out together, and we were able to stay ahead of the other guys that pitted later on. And yeah, it was just perfect strategy, and we were just super fast.
Now, before we let you go, Logan, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, I just got to thank the race team. Like I said, we're going to win a lot of races this year. I got to thank Grandma Hagerman for watching. I got to thank you in the booth. You do such a great job. And just thank all the racers.
Well, again, congratulations on the podium tonight, Logan. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. All right, we are now going to be pulling in your second place finish, the man from Cincinnati, Ohio. It is Cody Moore. Cody, this is Atlee in the broadcast room. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Awesome. Well, absolutely dominating performance for Wasted Wages tonight. An absolutely dominating performance from you. I mean, you were pretty much up front all race long, whether you were on the top, whether you were on the bottom, whether you were pushing. I mean, you just had an absolutely fast Xfinity car tonight, and we saw there at the end you were leading the bottom lane, and on that last lap, just coming off of 4, it looked like you had it, and then we saw Belk Willems just fantastic run in that little short area between off of 4 and the tri-oval, and they were just able to squeak past you just at the line. But I mean, I know you're still happy about that, considering that was your teammate that won, and it was just overall great race for you, overall great race for Wasted Wages. I mean, what was your take?
Yeah, it went better than expected. Finishing 5 people in the top 7 or something like that, whatever it is. Yeah, top 7. That's crazy. Yeah, I channeled my inner Eddie Morris, and I just stayed up there and kind of, I mean, the teammates were a big help, so I'm not going to act like I'm a great super speedway racer. But yeah, once we got in and out of the pits without a problem, and we kind of just knew how much fuel we were going to take so we could do a splash and go. Once we saw that the other guys got out about 4 seconds behind us, we thought it was locked in. We were just praying for no cautions. But yeah, it was a great race, and like I said, it seemed to work out, running with Colin and Will for a long time, and I think we just, with Logan and Shapu, we're gonna have a great season.
Now, I know this is everybody's first, full race. I mean, the duels don't count. This is like the first full race with everybody together. I mean, what were the main things that everybody kind of needed to learn with each other?
I was surprised it was so tame tonight. I thought after last night, people would just be going wild again, because that truck race was some of the most aggressive racing I've seen out of this league in 2 or 3 seasons. So maybe everyone kind of learned from last night, but yeah, it was, I mean, at some points it kind of just got boring, just ticking off laps, but yeah, it was just one of those races,
Now, before we let you go, Cody, is there any sponsors or shout outs?
Yeah, of course. First off, I got to thank my beautiful wife, Maggie, my 2 kids, Papa Moore watching at home, you, Atlee, for doing such a great job in the booth all the time, my teammates at Wasted Wages Racing, Will Witt for putting this together, Colin Willems, Logan Hagerman, Grandma Hagerman, and Shapu. Got to thank Mick for the awesome paints that are coming. And then, yeah, just thank Nudie and the league for putting this thing on. I'm pretty amped right now. That was a good race.
Well, again, congratulations on the podium finish tonight. Cody, have a great rest of your night.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. And now we are going to pull in your winner, the man from Strathroy, Ontario. It is the number 17 machine of Colin Willems. Colin, this is Atlee in the broadcast room. You got a copy?
I got you, Atlee.
Well, looks like I'm getting a lot of deja vu here tonight after tonight's event. This is your second season opener win in a row, and you did it in wild fashion with a fantastic last lap pass. We saw there on the waning laps of tonight's event, you, Jeff, were working together on the outside. I know Jeff was a lap car. He really wasn't fighting anything. The only thing he was really just doing was just helping you on the outside, and coming off of 4 there on the last lap, just fantastic run, able to push you just ahead of Cody Moore to get the win. I mean, what all was going through your head on that last lap?
That last lap was, probably the most intense last lap we've had in a while, from my perspective at least. We saw those guys on the high side trying to take a 3. Wasn't really sure what was going to happen. I know Jeff had some bad luck on pit road, but really glad he was the car behind me, helped me get that win. So I owe that to Mr. Belk. Appreciate that.
And, of course, we saw a fantastic performance for Wasted Wages. I know some of your teammates new, some of your teammates old. I mean, how was it for the first time working with each other in, like, a full race?
It's pretty good. I mean, none of us are strangers to each other. We've been running with Logan and Shapu for many seasons. So getting teamed up with those guys just seemed like a natural fit, and great guys to work with. Talking strategy constantly throughout the race. So I think we got a good team for the season for sure.
I agree. I said in the broadcast, Wasted Wages is going to be the new YXU, the dominant team for sure. So, and before we let you go, is there any sponsors, shout-outs you want to thank for your win?
Yeah, always I got to thank Cassie first and foremost. I want to thank Wasted Wages Racing, Will Witt, Cody Moore, Logan Hagerman, Derek Chaput. I got to drop Jeffrey Belk again in there for helping me out there. And apparently I won a wrap from Mick from Falcon Designs. So looking forward to getting that too. And I want to thank you guys up in the booth. And got to thank Nudie again for putting on a tremendous product.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the win tonight, Colin, and hopefully we'll see a couple more throughout the season.
Thank you, sir. Working on it.
All right, talk to you later.
Have a great night.
Yep, you too. All right. Well, that will do it for tonight's broadcast. One more time, congratulations to Colin Willems on the win. Got to thank the admin team, Brian Nudie, Eddie Morris, Michael Provolt, Stephen Black, Sylvan Segoin, Devin Butchino, and, of course, David Hartney for race control. Without their help, this league would not be possible. They do so much awesome stuff behind the scenes. And so just once again, thank you to the admin team. Thanks to Devin Butchino and Dev Sports Cards for sponsoring the series. If you're interested in getting some baseball, basketball, football cards, or Pokemon cards, Dev Sports Cards is the way to go. Check them out on eBay. If you're looking for a fantastic paint scheme, Morris Customs is the Eddie Morris Customs and Eddie Morris are the people to hit up. Eddie does a fantastic job. He's done all the logos, all the graphics, or majority of them for this season. He's done all the banners. So again, looking for a good paint scheme, Eddie Morris, hit him up. And lastly, thanks to Marco's Pizza for sponsoring the Wreckage Rewind and the Driver Spotlight of the Week. If you're looking for a fantastic pizza to have for dinner, whether it's for a party or if you're having a movie night, Marco's Pizza is the way to go. And of course, I want to thank all the viewers for tuning in to watch tonight's broadcast. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Those would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and 1,000 followers on Twitch. Make sure to check out our merchandise store, or also make sure to check out our Twitter, Intensity Broad One. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. If you want to talk NASCAR with our broadcasters or talk iRacing with our broadcasters, that's the best way to reach us. I always love having awesome discussions with our viewers on Twitter, so just make sure to go check that out. And lastly, make sure to check out our merchandise store, IntensityBroadcasting.com. There you can find all of our Intensity Broadcasting merchandise, my real-life racing merchandise for At Louise Racing, and we have auto racing novelty t-shirts and our league collections. Especially make sure to check out the SCSRA collection and pick up some SCSRA bubble-free stickers, SCSRA photo paper poster, or SCSRA t-shirts. I'm Atlee Atman on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.